Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Silvia Pratami. I'm from PBI1 2018. Today, I'm going to give a brief explanation about Chapter 1 of my research proposal, which my research proposal have the title The Correlation Between Students' Vocabulary Mastery and Reading Comprehension Ability at the 11th Grade Student of SMA N1 Pampangan. Okay, in the chapter 1, we have introduction. So here I will introduce you about my proposal. So in this chapter, I have 4 content. The first is background, the second is the research problem, and the third is the research objective, and the last one is the significance of the research. Okay, first I will explain you about the background of my research proposal. At the first paragraph, here I write about the broad topic of my study. Here I explain you about the importance of English and the position of English language nowadays. And then the second paragraph, I explain you there are 4 main skills that the students should be mastered, such as reading, writing, listening, and then speaking. And all of these skills are important, but especially reading, which in my opinion, reading described as an activity that the people use to get the information by translate it and understand the meaning of writing source. According to Bajovic 2010, reading skill is a cognitive ability that allows people to communicate with textual content. So, reading known as the important skill that the student must have, because through this skill, the students will get more knowledge, more information around the world. Besides that, the students' intelligence and creativity will be increased in line with the knowledge they acquire. So, in general, people reading for the purpose that is to get the information from the text. But we know that not all of the students have the ability to comprehend reading text well. So from this case, the students should have the important ability to read, namely reading comprehension, which according to Furcon, he suggests that when a reader effectively extracts valuable information from a text and then build it into new understanding, they have reached the comprehension. So, however, to master the reading comprehension skill, the students need to know the meaning of a lot of vocabulary in English. In my opinion, vocabulary is a group of words which have the meaning and used to make a sentence. So, why I must to do this study? Because nowadays there are many students have trouble with reading skill. Based on the preliminary study that I conducted at SMA N1 Pampangan, by having an interview with one of the students, there are 2 main problems in a reading text in English. The first is they don't know the meaning of each word, and the second is they don't know how to pronounce the word. And also, I often face that when the students read a text, sometimes they are stopped and then look at the dictionary to find out the meaning of the difficult word. So this condition will disrupt students' focus while reading, and then the consequence is the students will be difficult to comprehend the text. It is the common problems that often occur in the students nowadays. So from this case, I think that's why this study must be occur, because if we know is there any correlation between students' vocabulary mastery and their reading comprehension ability, so the teacher will be aware of the students' vocabulary mastery. Furcon 2013 found there are strong correlation between vocabulary and reading comprehension, which the students who get the high score in vocabulary test also get the high score in a reading comprehension test. From the result of Furcon research, I can formulate the hypothesis of this study. That is, can be concluded that if the students have mastery of vocabulary, so they will find it easier to understand the reading text. At 5 paragraph here, I also attach some previous study that will relate to this study. The first from Intan Mayasari through her research entitled The Correlation Between Vocabulary Mastery and Reading Comprehension of 8-year students of SMP Negeri 16 Palembang. And the second is from Elvi Triani through her research entitled The Correlation Between Vocabulary Mastery and Reading Ability on the Narrative Text at the Second-Year Students of SMP Negeri 3 Kampar. From the result of these two research give evidence that vocabulary mastery and reading comprehension ability have a strong correlation. Okay, the second I will explain about the research problem of my proposal. So for the research problem, here I formulated into quantitative research, which kind of correlation study, and will be analyzed in bivariate correlation. Bivariate correlation means the analysis of the relationship between two variables. So according to the background, the research problem are formulating in the following questions. For the first is how the correlation between students' vocabulary mastery and their reading comprehension ability at SMA Negeri 1 Pampangan to the 11th grade students. And the second is how do students' vocabulary mastery influence their reading comprehension ability at SMA Negeri 1 Pampangan to the 11th grade students. Okay, for the third is the research objective. According to the research questions on the research problem, there are two objectives of this study. For the first is to find out the correlation between students' vocabulary mastery and their reading comprehension ability at SMA Negeri 1 Pampangan to the 11th grade students. And the second is to find out how students' vocabulary mastery influence their reading comprehension ability at SMA Negeri 1 Pampangan to the 11th grade students. Okay, for the last one is the significance of the study. Based on the research objective, here there are the significance of the study. For the first is for the teacher. Hopefully, the result of this study will provide the information for the teacher about how the vocabulary mastery and reading comprehension ability can be related. Furthermore, the result of this study will help the teacher to guide their students in facing their obstacle when comprehend a reading text, and then find out an appropriate method and strategy to achieve the objective of the reading activity. Okay, the second is for the students. The researcher is expected the result of this study will provide the information about vocabulary mastery and reading comprehension ability to the students and give the motivation for the students in their process to mastering English skill, especially in the reading skill, by enrich their vocabulary first. For the last one is for the researcher. The result of this study is expected can be reference for other researcher who want to focus on vocabulary mastery and student reading comprehension ability. Okay, I think that's all for a brief explanation about chapter 1 of my research proposal. Thank you so much for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.